Hey, paisanos and wise guys, looking for a place where ass-kicking storytelling meets mob-tastic animation? You're in the right freaking neighborhood. Welcome to Bambi Palermo's Pizzaverse, where every event is served with a hot slice of satire, a dash of danger, and a sprinkle of wise guy charm. Now let me break it down for you. The Pizzaverse is Bambi's twisted little patch of YouTube magic, where mob-style drama, twisted tales, and brooding characters camp out under one roof. We got everything, from tales from the Pizzaverse, like Tale of the Three Bookies, to Brooklyn bloodlines and straight-up surreal shorts like a Pizzaverse elegy. Bambi's tossing out stories about rival factions, neon dreamscapes, personality clashes. Sometimes they roast each other. Sometimes they mourn the death of a frog-filthy nerd. Funeral for the frog, anyone? Here's the deal. This ain't your grandma's pasta night. Each episode is a juicy meatball of drama, humor, and cartoon-fueled mayhem that'll have you looking forward to what's next. Pizzaverse news keeps you updated, but with that extra gangster twist, capiche? You want to laugh at mob-style absurdity. You want to be pulled into twisted fables where gravity's optional and emotions are served a la mode. Bambi's got you covered, from the classic Pizzaverse News Ep. 15, The Haircut, to the fresh out the oven, the Pizzaverse Roast, a slice of revenge. Tale of the Three Bookies. Mobsters, backroom deals, dramatic reveals. A Pizzaverse roast, a slice of revenge, brutal, hilarious, chaotic. Pizzaverse State of the Union. Big talk, bigger laughs, and maybe a coup or two. And that's just the appetizer, folks. Just wait till dessert. So what do you say? Ready to ride with us through this bizarre, cheesy, yet always badass universe Bambi's cooked up? Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, tell us who you want to see in the next slice of mayhem. The Pizzaverse is hot, fresh, and needed for your attention. Stay wise, stay spicy, and welcome to the freaking Pizzaverse, where we always win.
Mugs, what the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
The terrifying true story behind Leatherface. In the quiet farmlands of Wisconsin, there lived a man whose name would become etched into the annals of horror. His name was Ed Gein. At first glance, Ed didn't look like a monster. He wasn't big or tough or even mean. He was a small, quiet man, awkward, shy, and withdrawn. Folks in the little town of Plainfield thought he was odd, sure, but harmless. The kind of guy who fixed fences, babysat children, and did odd jobs for a few bucks. Nobody ever imagined that behind his door, unspeakable horrors were waiting. Ed's childhood was a prison. His father was a drunk, absent more than he was present. His brother died in a suspicious fire, and his mother, oh, his mother, ruled the home like a tyrant preacher. She filled his head with sermons about sin, sex, and damnation. To her, the world was rotten, women were corrupt, desire was evil, and Ed absorbed it all like poison. When she died in 1945, Ed's whole world collapsed. She was his anchor, his jailer, and his god. Without her, he drifted into madness. He boarded up her room, left it untouched, like a shrine, and outside those walls he descended into the darkest obsession imaginable. At night, when the moon lit the fields, Ed wandered into cemeteries with shovel in hand. He dug into fresh graves, pulled bodies from the earth, and dragged them home. The neighbors never noticed, never imagined. But inside that lonely farmhouse, Ed was crafting a museum of nightmares. Human skulls turned into bowls, chairs upholstered in skin, masks fashioned from the faces of the dead, a belt made from human nipples, whole suits stitched from women's bodies. To Ed, this was his way of transformation, his way of becoming his mother. For years his secret remained hidden. Plainfield went about its business. Ed was just the quiet farmhand down the road, until November 16th, 1957. That day, Bernice Warden vanished from her hardware store. The townsfolk were worried, but it wasn't until the sheriff followed the trail to Ed Gein's farmhouse that the truth came spilling out. When the lawmen opened his doors, they stepped into hell itself, faces nailed to the wall. A refrigerator filled with human remains, skulls on shelves, bones in boxes and in the shed. Bernice Warden's body hanging like butchered meat. The sheriff staggered back, sick to his stomach. Hardened men, used to crime, could barely stand. Ed? He sat calm as ever, as if they'd caught him sneaking cookies from the jar. He admitted it plainly. Yes, he robbed graves. Yes, he killed. He spoke as if it were nothing at all. The world was never the same after. The name Ed Gein became legend. His story spread beyond Wisconsin, fueling nightmares across the country. Hollywood took it, twisted it, and made it larger than life. Norman Bates in Psycho, Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs. And most of all, Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Skin Mask, the Cannibal Family, the crude violence in the countryside, all of it, born from the lonely madness of one quiet man on a broken-down farm. But here's the truth that chills the blood even colder. Ed Gein killed only 2 people that we know of. He wasn't a chainsaw-wielding maniac chasing teens down highways. He was something more terrifying, an ordinary neighbor who seemed harmless, who hid his darkness in silence. And that's why the story endures, because it reminds us that monsters don't always live in haunted castles or dark forests. Sometimes they live in plain sight, right next door. And that's the real story, the bones beneath the mask of Leatherface. If it rattled ya, if it made you think twice about the farmhouse at the end of the dirt road, then do me a favor. Stick around. We got more tales like this coming your way. Darker than midnight, stranger than fiction, and always straight from the Pizzaverse. Like, subscribe, and remember, sometimes the scariest face is the one smiling at you from across the street.